Laughter and merriment erupted from the banquet hall as Ty pushed through the large wooden doors. For a split second, he thought about closing them again and leaving before he could be announced. But he had a duty to the mistress of his house. If he hadn't been bound to her husband, he wouldn't have even set foot inside the great halls. But he had a debt to pay, and he would do anything to keep Abby as far from this place as possible. Well, look what the cat dragged in, the man beside the door whispered, catching Ty's attention immediately. The man stood beside him, stroking his beard as he assessed Ty's body language. Ty shook his head briefly, hoping he would not announce him. But as the man opened his mouth, people quickly took notice and glared at Ty as he stood beside the announcer, blasting his voice to the farthest corner of the room. Growls and hisses followed, along with low murmurs as the crowd glared at him. Ty sucked in a deep breath as his stomach twisted into knots. He stepped cautiously into the banquet hall, scanning the others in the room. With every step he took, the tension grew. He wondered how fast he could shift to escape if the others of his kind turned on him. He moved carefully through the lingering bystanders until finally they parted, allowing him space to head towards the stage. While he had seen the throne of glass many times, he wasn't particularly pleased to see it again. The last time he dropped to his knees before it, his life ended up in another's hand, and he'd be damned to let that happen again. As he drifted down the aisle, faces on each side contorted and shifted, ready to pounce on him the moment the mistress gave word. There were only a handful of times in his long existences he felt the pressure from others of his kind. It was clear by their gaze the word had spread to them, and they were looking for vengeance. "Be still," the voice commanded, settling the restless crowd. Ty glanced over the crowd to find the mistress rising from her throne, with a smile etched across her face. "Come now, what news from the west?" she said gleefully with open arms. Ty swallowed hard, refusing to look in her eyes. He stepped carefully closer before stopping at the bottom of the stairs, with his eyes locked on the cracks in the stone flooring. "Was my suspicion correct about the girl?" Ty felt a chill race down his shoulder as the mistress brushed her fingers over the stubble on his chin. Ty kept his head down and nodded. "Yes, mistress." "And what of my husband?" "It has been done. The girl killed him, as you wanted." The great hall erupted in cheers at the news. Ty's eyes lingered on the woman's shadow drifting down the stairs and cloaking him as his heart raced faster. "Everything has been done, as per our agreement, mistress," Ty said, holding his position in a low bow. "Please, release me from my bondage to you in this house."